People don't buy what you do, they buy what you believe. I got that little nugget from Simon Sinek, probably just, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his last name correctly because I've never heard it pronounced before, but Simon Sinek. And for the past couple of years now, I've been operating that way and I've had much more success. Instead of appealing to people from the outside in, learn and master to appeal to people from the inside out. They don't buy what you do, they buy what you believe. If you study what I'm doing on Facebook, when I'm out there talking about stuff, I'm largely talking about what I believe to be the bigger issues beyond Beachbody and beyond myself. Like, for example, instead of talking about how Beachbody is the solution to your weight loss goals and your financial goals, Beachbody is the solution to those things. Instead, I'm talking about the problems with income and health first. And then when I talk about opportunity, usually I'm still not even talking about Beachbody. I'm talking about opportunity from a much larger, grander standpoint that's bigger than Beachbody. I'm talking about things like if you ambitiously sow good seed, you'll reap a harvest. Things like that. And what I'm doing is I'm seeing us in the mess, what I believe to be the mess, socially, culturally, maybe individually. And then I'm also genuinely optimistic. I see the way out of the mess if we just change a few things about our daily disciplines or how we spend our money or how we focus our focus and things like that. And what that's doing, people, I'm basically using the law of attraction to work for me instead of against me. And once you understand the law of attraction, there really is nothing to worry about because you're going to attract the people that you're supposed to attract for you anyway. And the people that you don't attract, they're going to find it somewhere else and that's all fine. Or they're not. But the law of attraction is always going to work for everybody no matter what, either for or against them. So I understand that if I start appealing to people from the inside out, as I started doing a couple years ago, that I'm going to attract the people that I was meant to attract, period. So what I do is I talk about the bigger issue that I believe it to be and the solutions that I believe it to be. And then when I do start talking about Beachbody and segueing into that is, if you do something different, you'll get something different. I believe Beachbody is a pretty darn good way to do it. It's not the only way, but I think it's the best way. Absolutely. And then because I've already attracted those people who buy into what I believe because they believe what I believe or something similar, they are so much more likely to connect with me on a personal level and then buy into Beachbody and then go on to change whatever they need to change. It's awesome. So instead of going out there just talking about the solution or talking about Beachbody, instead of use Beachbody to meet your goals of health and income, instead of doing it that way, you could just start talking about the bigger problems of the nation. Do you want to find a better way to lose weight? Do you struggle financially? I know this country's in a mess right now, but I believe with a few simple changes, we can make a big impact, and it could affect our kids because they'll see it in our own lives. I mean, you just start talking like that, like how you believe without plugging in the opportunity of Beachbody. And then when you do segue into Beachbody, those people that you're basically fishing for, they're going to come and find you. I mean, they're going to see it on your wall or their friends' news feeds or wherever. And, the right people, when the law of attraction works for you and for them simultaneously, that's going to catch their attention and they're going to be like, wow, who is that person? I got to friend up with them or message them and see what they're all about. Then they dig deeper and, you find out your kindred spirits maybe, or you connect on some level and you both believe in the same things that you believe in or something similar enough to establish that connection. And then you can start talking about Beachbody and the opportunity that you believe it to be. And it's not the only solution out there, but I believe it's a pretty darn good one. I think it's the best one out there, period. And I think if you try it, you're going to love it. So I recommend that you try it. Let's sign you up today. It'll solve all those problems that you told me about. And at that point, when you're making that recommendation, even though you've already connected on a common belief, still, before you make that recommendation, make sure you get their why. Find out what they want and why they want it. And then you can make that recommendation because you've already connected. You believe in the same stuff. You found out their why. When you make that recommendation, my goodness, you are going to feel so much more comfortable making the recommendation for one thing. And they're not likely to feel like you're just trying to sell them because you've established this rapport already. So appeal to people from the inside out. Learn it, know what it means, People don't buy what you do, they buy what you believe. And when Simon Sinek talks about this a lot, he draws a lot of parallel to Apple computers and how they appeal to people from the inside out, because there's all these other companies that are just as qualified to make all the same stuff that they make. In the end, they're just a computer company. They make iPods and iPhones and things like that. And there's a ton of other companies just as qualified to do so. But Apple, unlike the other companies, they appeal to people from the inside out. And Simon Sinek, he does a really brilliant seminar on that topic matter. It's about 20 minutes long, I think. If you want the link to that, let me know. I'll send it to you. It's really incredible. And when I saw this seminar like 4 or 5 months ago, or whenever it was, it's like, wow, this is what I've been doing for the past couple of years, and it just makes more sense to me now why what I'm doing now, as of a couple of years ago, is working so much better than what I was doing a couple of years before that. It makes perfect sense to me. So I hope that helps you out, coaches, and what you're trying to do in developing a strategy and sharing this stuff in social media, online or offline. Just remember that people don't buy what you do, they buy what they believe. So get that down and practice it. It's something that's sort of an art form, you know? So you need to practice it, and it takes some time to develop, and you better be nurturing your mind with good words every day so that it helps you develop. Because just because you practice, it doesn't mean you're going to get any better. You need to nurture your mind with good words. That personal development stuff is pretty critical, man. You got to do that. 10 pages of a good book a day, some good audio, and whatever else you can nourish your mind with. That will help you, coaches, tremendously. Make it a game. Just have fun with it, and be excited to grow into an influential person that inspires people to become their best self possible. Appeal to them from the inside out, not the outside in.